retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take the thing to see. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip guards into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
Hey, Prince Adam.
We are back. Another
Welcome
episode
back.
of the ADRL Podcast on the ADRL Network.
Thursday night, ADRL Podcast.
Just feels right.
It does. You know, I was just admiring your video again. Daryl Phelps' car is just so awesome, dude.
It films so good. It's so pretty.
You know what stands out to me other than all the millions of colors and just the awesomeness is the mask on the side with the glowing white eyes.
You got the mask on the side. You got the big one on the hood. Yeah, they amazing job with the graphics and the design on that one. The application of the vinyl on top of it. There's so many different facets that go into making a car like that pretty. And
Hell yeah.
they nailed it.
They sure did. But yes, as to Prince Adam's point, welcome back to this Thursday night podcast, the ADRL podcast. I'm Dr. Fierce. Got Prince Adam over there.
Dan Lucas in the house as well.
Dan Lucas, what's good? Lucas
What's up,
in the
Dan?
house. I want to thank our sponsors, Renegade Racing Fuels, FuelTech USA, and Chris Duncan Race Cars. What's
Hey,
up,
George.
George? What's good, my friend? I appreciate everybody joining in with us this Thursday night. I hope everybody's been safe. There's been a record amount of tornadoes and severe thunderstorms and flooding all over the U.S. So hope all of our viewers have been safe over this past couple weeks. I know that There's been a lot of flooding going on other places as well. We'll kind of segue into that here in a little bit, but
Indeed.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's just been crazy all the way around, man.
Nature doing its thing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, how many tornadoes did they say they had? Did you know
the 5 in the area here?
Yeah, just here in the area. The entire state of Kentucky, every single county in the state of Kentucky at some point over the past 2 weeks had been under a severe thunderstorm watch. Every single county.
Kind of makes sense. I mean, it's a thinnish state, north-south wise. You know, it's definitely wide east-west, but you get a good storm cell together. And I've been seeing some this year that span all the way from Dallas to seemingly Chicago. So it's
Right.
not hard to figure that if you catch a red spot in one of those, that you're going to knock out a good chunk of a state.
Yeah, but that's crazy. I mean, think about the population there in Kentucky and all those other states. I mean, there's anyways, it's crazy, man. Weather's
Rhode
been
Island,
crazy.
you catch a dark cloud and the whole state's under watch.
Yeah, catch a case.
Jason Byers.
Byers, what's good, brother man? Yo, yo, yo. How you doing in there, brother? You hanging in there?
Holding in and hanging up, or either which way of all that.
Yeah, getting everything pieced together and shaped up. I know you got a lot on your plate.
No doubt.
But yeah, I know you've been busy. Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Right out of the gate.
Yep.
There he is. There he is. You know, I told just a lot of work. Yeah, I bet. You know, we'd been talking about that that little ghost boy that's been roaming around my house. It's really weird.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Oh,
did you hear something?
We've worked on this, buddy. We talked about this a week ago.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I mean, maybe he's just going to be an aspiring podcast.
Knockout. All kids these days are aspiring influencers, content creators. It just seems to be the way that everybody seems that they're going to make millions these days. What's up, Bruce?
What's good, buddy? What's good, Bruce? We got some shirts for you, bro. So, yeah, I just had an order today for 10 shirts. As a matter of fact. Hey, Lee, what's good?
The boss man.
Boss man. For sure. I just had an order for 10 shirts come in today, actually.
Nice.
That happened just a little bit earlier. And yeah, if anybody wants any shirts from Montgomery, let us know. Drag Wars, they're awesome shirts, man. We sold, those were so far our best-selling shirts. We sold a ton of those shirts. Yeah, it was a banger.
Good race. Good shirt.
Yep.
How do you not want it?
Yeah, I know. Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. It was a great race. Good times. So a lot going on out there in the drag world. All right, son. Hey, I love you.
What's up, Lee? Long time no see, brother. How was Wednesday morning? Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're staying on my cord, buddy.
This one's a whole lot different and tailored than that one.
Head upstairs.
Man, we have some fun on Tuesday night.
Head upstairs for me. Love you.
It's not for all, but for those that enjoy, it's a good time.
Head upstairs for me. All right.
Been out of the loop. Yeah, I hear you, brother. You've had plenty enough going on that there's only so much loop any one person can have, and I can imagine you have extended yours to the brim. I mean, right now it's all about gearing up, prepping up, and getting ready for Huntsville.
Yeah, Huntsville.
As of right now, before James or anybody else jumps at us, as of right now, that is the next thing that is on the books.
Yeah, Huntsville is next on the books. Drag Wars, and that is October 20.
No, not Drag Wars.
No, did I say Drag Wars?
Yeah, you said Drag Wars. But
I'm sorry, I'm looking at
Drag
Rocket
Wars City Drags.
Yeah. Rocket City Drags, Huntsville, Alabama, October 25th and 6th. Is that right?
Well, that feels right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right. End of October. It's going to be a big Halloween bash. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a party. We expect every costume contest. I mean, come on. We need to make it as fun as possible. Let's have a good time. Let's do it. It's going to be a good time. I'm really excited for it, actually. Halloween's one of my favorite time of years. Actually, my I'm going to that's doable. I'm having perhaps hopefully it'll work out. However, he's a principal, but my younger brother Justin is a special effects makeup artist, and he does stuff. He's part of the union and does all kinds of anytime they have something happening in St. Louis, but he gives tutorials and does podcasts on how to do special effects makeup and stuff. So hopefully we can get his famous ass out there to one of the events, hopefully there in Huntsville, and do some makeup for everybody. It'd be a good time.
A little face paint, a little effects makeup. Hey,
yeah. He's really good at zombies and crazy stuff. He's good at everything, actually.
Good at gore.
Good at gore, for sure.
So yeah, Huntsville is thing coming up, and that we're looking forward to. It's gonna be another banger.
It is going to be another banger. You know, it is awkward though, having such a long period of time in between races.
Doesn't feel right, but you know, hey, it's not how I tried to work it out or plan it out, but here we are.
I know.
What it is.
It is what it is.
Well, I mean, it was one of those things that when we sat down last year, or at the end of last year, honestly, because boy, didn't this all just get kind of tossed right into our lap. When we sat down last year and we mapped out, we knew how many races we were going to do, and that number was pretty finite, and what we were going to work with, we had them mapped out, we had them planned out and ready to go. As everybody knows, we had the mix up, or the snafu, we'll call it, had with the Rockingham one. We had to drop that one from our schedule, unfortunately, and against what anything we wanted to do, but there was nothing that we could do. So we're sitting at 4 right now, and you know, when you're looking at just 5 races, hey, if you've got an opportunity to possibly skip out on some of the hottest months of the year and be able to give the track a little bit of a better opportunity, the races at a better opportunity, the records breaking at a better opportunity, why not? A little less perspiration. I mean, it is what it is, and
you know,
once we play more, then we can sweat.
You know, Adam, we talked about that, and the general consensus is that they don't care. It sounds like racers don't care how hot it is outside. They want to race.
Well, I'm standing there in the middle as well all day, and when we were planning it out, I cared. So yeah, it was a calculated decision on multiple levels in facets, but no, it worked out.
That comment back up, buddy.
Yeah, it worked out as well as it could, and also, you know, when we planned it out and we planned this break and we knew that we had this break, we wanted to also take out this opportunity in this downtime to be able to look back at the races that we just had.
Yeah.
Look at what worked, look at, you know, what needs tweaking, where we can change, successes, all that sort of thing, to be able to put all that into these upcoming races. But then at the same time, in that off time, we're also looking well beyond those races into 2025 to try to get track selection taken care of, kind of a mapping out or scheduling based off of weather patterns, everything like that, to plan out next year so that we can get a real good jump on that, get our schedule out early instead of on the late side, and kind of get out ahead of things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's absolutely right. And we pretty much have got a majority of our races already slated for next year. So
yeah, I think track wise, we've got a pretty good idea of where we're looking to go and what we're looking to do. So yeah, there's a couple variables in there that may tweak some things. So it's not set in stone yet.
Yeah, there's some big talks happening right now between the ADRL and some
people,
other
people are talking
people and things. Yeah,
talking about people.
I'm getting calls all the time, and I promise you, I'm getting calls from some players in the industry, just to say that per se, but we're getting recognized, and that's great. You know, I do field a lot of phone calls from a whole lot of people and a whole lot of different organizations, and the theme is the same. Hey, they're really picking up on the enthusiasm and the traction that we're getting, the momentum that we're building up. And you know, hey, it's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a year, so we don't expect it to. You know, whether it takes 2 years or 5 years or whatever, as long as we build this back on the foundation of our core values, which to me is competence and character, you know, and just do the right things for the right reason, it will all come back around. And it is. Yeah. I'm really happy to see where we've come to so far, Prince Adam.
It's been a pretty universal consensus of like what you're doing, keep what you're doing. So, you know, steady as she goes. And I think that kind of one
Why
of
is
the
it she?
benefits we have. I
What,
don't
what's
know.
that even mean? Steady as she goes. Is that what you think a guy must have made that up?
It's a seafaring term.
I know.
And most ships and vessels
Most ships
referred
are
to
women.
female because it's a luck thing. So steady as she goes is
Yep.
more referring to the course of the ship. So
Yeah.
sorry for that crazy history lesson. This is not Tuesday night where I get
No, but that's good.
knowledge.
Throw it out there. Throw it out there. Yes. Throw it out there.
Who doesn't love to learn? So yeah, it's more just to keep doing what you're doing. And I think we're kind of blessed in the fact of our ignorance in a way that we're able to kind of put some blinders on and just kind of stay in our pond and focus really on what's going on here and working on what's going on here and not get mixed up or worried about what's happening outside of that area, because guess what? That's outside of our control.
You know, it's really easy when you're very mission oriented to get pretty passionate about things and things catch your eyes and you want to, but you got to shake it off. You just got to shake it off and just whoosh, skim over it.
What you could be talking about.
move forward and just not even right.
Yeah.
We're not even, we're in our lanes. We got our blinders on and we're making shit.
To me, haters is a sign that you're doing something good, because if you're not doing something good, then there's nobody out there that's going to hate it.
That's right. Like my little thing I posted. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I'm catching what you're throwing. I read between lines.
Believe it or not, I'd agreed. I won Ohio, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri races. Keep it under 10-hour drive.
And that's within probably about a 6 to 7 hour window for me.
I mean, that's a great band.
Who?
No, that's a great band. Like that's a great. I know, right? That's fine.
My brain immediately.
That's a great band. What band are we talking about? Actually,
wind. Where are we at?
What's the theme for Huntsville race? The theme is Rocket City Drags.
Rocket City Drags is definitely the overall naming.
Yeah.
Theming could kind of branch into that. I mean, it's got the Halloween aspect, so there's kind of a dual theming,
Rocket City Drags.
I mean, yeah, we could talk more about it, but
yeah, we'll figure it out.
There's ways.
We're creative. We can get that hashed out. I love the rock, but holy crap, that was a what?
Long ride. That's 13 and a half hours for
Holy
me.
bejesus.
I get it.
Yeah.
Great track, great owners, and look forward to going back there. But
you know what? It was cool hanging out with you though, buyers, walking around, talking music, and it's good, man. I love people in person. You know, the podcast is cool, phones or whatever, video conferences, yeah, but nothing's better than in person, face to face.
Yeah,
talking, feeling vibes. You know, you can't really pick up on vibes.
Shout out to Reggie.
You know, you just can't pick up on vibes. You know, over podcasts and shit, but you know, try to do our best.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to do what we could do. Adam, can you define outlaw pro mod for me?
I mean, like I said, I'm a novice and I've only been to a few races.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Out of all you watching, can somebody define what the term outlaw pro mod means? I have an assumption, but assumptions are the mother of all F ups.
I mean, I'll tell you what,
or screw ups.
I know I've got somebody that may be able to help with defining that a little bit.
Yeah. What time is it?
Just about.
Just about? It's just about. Just about. Oh, it's about that time. So what we'd like to do is go ahead, and since Adam has split the screens, that is my cue for introducing our next guest, Luis, and the owner of FuelTech. What's up, brother, man?
How are you doing, bud?
Oh, man, it's good to see your face, dude. Every time I see you, I just can't help but smile, man. You're just a smiling son of a gun. I love it.
Man, I'm sorry. I don't have like a fancy microphone like you guys do. So I hope you guys can hear me fine.
No, man. It sounds great. No, you sound great, dude. It sounds great. So actually, let me back up. First of all, our condolences to, you know, your folks down there in Brazil and any of your family or friends or anybody that were displaced or, you know, anything that's happened down there. I know you've spent a lot of time down there. Can you fill me in a little bit as far as what actually happened? Now, I'm from Missouri, and we're all familiar with storms, right? So we're familiar with floods, but what actually happened down there?
It was on a bad way, a perfect storm for any kind of flood that was possible, right, on the state. So it's not a problem that just FuelTech is going through, but it's the vast majority of the state. So FuelTech is a Brazilian company, as most of you guys know, and we are located on the last state down south. It's similar to the Texas, right? So that's the countryside, our cowboys, they're called gauchos, so there's a actually cool connection between, I would imagine, Texas and Rio Grande do Sul. That's the state over there.
Gotcha.
And unfortunately, it's the geography of the place. There's a bunch of rivers that go into a couple lakes, and those lakes have connection to the sea, but they don't have a large connection to the sea. And there was way more rain than anyone could predict. Some of retention devices didn't work well, and there are places down there that the water level raised over 30 feet.
Whoa, 30 feet.
So,
holy cow.
Wow, man.
Honestly, FuelTech in Porto Alegre, the city where FuelTech is located at, wasn't that bad. Was not that bad. So outside FuelTech, I believe the water was as high as 7 feet, middle of the street, 7 feet of water.
Yeah, that's insane.
Inside our factory, our building, it was about 6 or so, up to, right? And today is still a feet, almost a foot to 2 feet high water inside the factory. So the guys been working over there for about 3 weeks, nonstop, every day, as long as they can. There's no power or water, so like they cannot work 24/7, but they work as long as they can. Obviously, we have mobile generators, we have everything that we can, so people are working, but it's even hard to go there because some weeks ago you could go through boats. You literally riding a boat in the middle of, in the middle of the city. Like,
sure. Yeah.
You can follow GPS,
right? And then progress into, you can go with really high vehicles like military trucks or something like that.
Right.
But now you can do like a off-road vehicle can get there, right? So it's slowly getting better and better. But like, if you look to some cities north of us, some cities are gone. Completely gone.
Really? Just totally flooded out, flash floods, wiped it out.
Doesn't exist anymore. Like, we're talking about the water level was twice the height of the houses. Houses are gone. Like, the water level went down and there's nothing there anymore. Like, not even the foundations there. So it's really sad moment. It's a really sad moment. It's a really hard moment. But the people over there, they're really hard workers. People will overcome this. It's just like
did it happen? Did it come on just so, being from Missouri, flooding is not anything that is new to us, right? So, being between the Mississippi and the Missouri River in the floodplains, we've had similar things, 30, 40-foot floods going miles inland, wiping all kinds of stuff out. However, typically the Corps of Engineers on the river are able to control the dams as much as they can, right? So there's a little bit of heads up where the communities can get together and they'll just bring out all the rigs, tractors, all the sandbags. Everybody gets together and really does what they can to try to preserve or create their own barriers around what they can, right? With sandbagging. Yeah. Did you guys have an opportunity for any of that, or did it just bam happen?
Yes, somewhat. Okay, because it was really fast. Like, there was predictions about it, how bad it was going to be, but I don't think anyone predicted the level what ended up being, right? And back in last year September, they had, I don't know, maybe 30% of this, right? And nobody even thought it would be as bad as September, but actually this was the worst in history. Like, there's no knowledge about anything as bad happening in Brazil, Wow, so the last one that was pretty large was 1941, so about 80 years ago or so, right? And it wasn't as bad. So a lot of those retention devices like dams and stuff, they not necessarily collapsed totally, but like the water flow was above the dams and damaged the dams because they're not supposed to have water flow over them, right?
Yeah, water is powerful.
Yes, the water is crazy powerful, right? So in the end, it was a mix, right? Some people didn't believe it was as bad. Some people didn't predict correctly. Some people did predict, but didn't want to, listen to the predictions. And it was really fast. So it was in a matter of a day or so. It's literally bridges that had the water 20, 30 feet below the bridge. Now we have 5, 10 above the bridge in a matter of 10 hours, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
a
crazy,
lot of
man.
people just wasn't ready. Like the vast majority, let me say, wasn't ready for that. They didn't expect to see a river. I don't know. They live nearby a river, and they look to the river down, 30 feet down. And they're like, that's never gonna get to my house, right? And they go to sleep. They work in the middle of the night, and the water is on their beds.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
I can't even.
By the time that happens, the water is already in the ceiling. There's nowhere to go. You can't drive your car. You can't
Yeah.
go anywhere. You're on the top of your house and there's nowhere to go. So that's how awful it was. Because like it was middle of the night, it was tough. It was tough. Like we have the footage inside the facility was Friday. You start getting a lot of rain at the city, but a lot of the water came from the rivers up, right? And then middle of the night between Friday and Saturday, we have like the security footage inside. The water start coming in from the sewer.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, because there was so much pressure around. They start coming up from
Nowhere even for that to go.
Yes. So it came from the sewer inside the plant. And then after some time, it started coming from the over the wall. Right?
Oh man, that's crazy.
I don't know, in about 24 hours, you couldn't walk anymore. The water is above your, what you can walk on. It's crazy. And again, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so weekend time as well. Like it's as I said, it was like on the worst case scenario, the perfect storm for that to happen.
Well, it sounds like with the water receding, maybe you guys are able to get a little, extra aid down there and get some equipment and some supplies to kind of start getting things shaped up. Do you have plans to head back down there in the near future? I'd imagine you're probably going to go
I just came back, right? So I just came back on the weekend, right? I spent about 12, 13 days over there helping the guys. And then Anderson, my partner, the company founder, he's there right now. So we kind of swapped places. He was here, I was there. I came back, he went there, right?
Gotcha.
And the guys are doing a great job. They're working every day that they can, as long as they can. And we already set up a temporary facility nearby. So the operation didn't stop completely, right? Okay. Some of the machines are underwater, so we're trying to fix that, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it will slow down a little, but the good things, at least, some things happen as, like, for example, COVID. COVID teaches how to work at home better, right? Mm-hmm. So my development team is doing a great job working remote as a group to trying to keep digging. We actually have some cool news that I cannot say right now, but
come back when you can.
Know in about 2 weeks. Okay,
2 weeks.
Yeah, in about 2 weeks, we're gonna start sharing some really cool new stuff. Good stuff.
Is it? Can you give us any teaser?
Well, I can give you one teaser. Like a lot of people know we are about to release a new ECU line, right? So we tease everyone doing the announcement at PRI, and we're now going to actually start sharing the product itself more in depth for everyone, right? So 2 weeks, okay, more details, more stuff, right?
Deal. 2 weeks, folks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and it's gonna be huge. There's a lot of people pumped about it. And unfortunately, we just got this mishap, so this slowed down us a little, but it didn't stop us at all. So
no, that's not going to be
pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool.
Well, it's great because a lot of racers that I talk to are in the process right now switching over to FuelTech equipment. So, there's John Sullivan. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, my man,
Patriot. Love that guy so much, man. What a great team, guy, family, the whole thing. But yeah, a lot of guys are switching over to FuelTech equipment, and it just goes to show that your innovation, your hard work, and everything that you're putting forward is paying off, man. Because people love it, so it's good stuff. Congratulations, man. You're getting you guys are getting killer traction. No pun intended, or maybe that was intended. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. So what else is good?
It's good. Like Just so you know, for example, our injector factory, it's not on that state. It's a different state, so it wasn't affected. So
Oh,
fuel
okay.
injector keep rolling the same way. Ignition devices, the FT Spark is on a different factory as well, different plant, keep rolling as well. Harnesses, same way, you know. So there is a lot of stuff that actually didn't slow down at all. So I guarantee a tenth faster. So I don't know if I can guarantee a tenth faster, my friend, because I don't know what class you're on. You know,
He
or
is running our.
maybe-
He's in our extreme dragster class, and I'll tell you what. At the last race we had in Montgomery, he laid down a 368 at what was it, 100?
I don't remember
Oh,
the
Yeah, it
MPH.
was like 199 ish.
Yeah, close, 198,
12.
something like that.
12.
Yeah,
maybe you do half a tenth. Maybe you do half a tenth then.
half a tenth guarantee. That's worth it, James. James, like, if so, I'm placing an order right now. James is our current record holder in our extreme dragster class. So, young man, and him and his team, his wife and his son, like, they're just awesome, man. It's really
Man,
great.
these good people. Like one thing that I love it, and I already spoke to you about this, but like the people that race at ADRL is really family. You know,
Oh,
like
100%.
family people, like the group of people that are there. You know, like it's really cool. It's a really nice environment.
For sure.
That's the best part of it, in my opinion. That's
Yeah.
what I enjoy the most.
You know, and what's really cool is, for example, you know, when you see somebody down, let's say their car's down and they're having engine problems, or they're just outright, they're broke. It's great to see guys at the other guy's pits working with each other to get them up to the line, to get them to the end, right? To help
That
them
was
cross
one
the-
of the things I was going to bring up with Luis was, good God, how busy are you at a race that you actually race at? Because I've seen how busy you are at a race that you're not racing at, and I've seen you at lights out to where you're in your pit, and then you're in other people's pits, and then other people's pits are coming to your pit, and then on top of it, you're representing FuelTech. How do you do it?
I don't know, because like I think busy is not a word anymore. It's just like it's normal, you know, normal.
Sure.
Like you when you go to the racetrack, you know, nowadays, like when you go to the racetrack, it's pretty much the hours, the minutes you're on the racetrack, you're involved with racing, you know, like the good thing is, like, I would even say that's relaxing. You know, this is something that I personally like to do, right? So me myself, either I'm driving or helping someone else tuning or just assisting, trying to fix a problem, right? I'm never watching per se, right? Obviously, I go to the start line. I like to see like a specific round, a specific race or something.
Sure.
But I never really sit on the stand just to watch, you know. And then when nobody's racing, I just like drinking something. I usually just like walking through the pits, you know. I stay within the guys that I'm close by, you know. I have a lot of customers that became friends along those years. And but there's always something to do on racing. There's always something to do. You can go to the pit of number one qualifier, right? Something will be available for you to do. Analysis, something to be better. Analysis, something to try to be more consistent. Fix something. As you guys know, those cars don't stay together, no matter what people say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're fighting to have them together as long as we can, but they
Right.
don't. You know, they randomly have a small issue, you need to work on it. You know, and I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, and I really like, you know, put my hands on it.
Yeah,
So-
how vital is that for you, for that experience to then take that to FuelTech? I can imagine, as much as it is you helping, how much learning also happens in those pits.
It's hard to measure, man. You know, it's hard to measure because, like, to be honest, FuelTech as a electronics company, let me say, right? Our main product is ECU, right? So the controller that controls the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, honestly, the largest by far leverage that we have on our product, on our company, it is that relationship with the racer. You know? And being able to share that knowledge, that experience with the guy, and we both, you know, improve as a team on that moment, and we can go back to the office and try to share this with the team, and then we go to a different race and you keep doing it. And as you guys know, we have a large dyno at our facility that we run pro mods all the time, stainless steel, right? It allows us to absorb a lot of knowledge, but we like to give it back. So we don't hold back the knowledge that we have either at the track, right? sometimes talking to someone while we know, or doing a dyno session, or we have like our trainings, the FT education classes, right? We pre-open about it. Like, as you guys know, I race a pro mod on small tires, right? Radial versus the world. And when we have trainings in-house, I share with the group of people that are there. All the students are there. They look my logs. I explain to them what happened, why the car went fast, why the car went slow, if we heard something on the process, how we fix it, And this didn't start here. This started with other customers doing that to us, right?
Oh, yeah. Right.
When we start here in the United States, for example, Proline kind of took us under their wing, right? So Eric Diller, Steve Petty, all those guys, they kind of took us under their wing. And Patty is one of the best tuners out there, and he would be like, "Oh, look at this, Louis. Look how this works. Look, I'm gonna do this, and the car's gonna do that, right?" Like they were always like that. There's a, I don't know how to say, because it's not like family, right? Because there's a different approach. It's a little more technical than family, and
sure.
And we're not there because we're blood. We're there because we like each other. So it's more like a deep friendship, let me say, right? Among racers, and mostly people that use FuelTech, right? Because that's the ones that we correlate the most. That is, it's actually beautiful if you think about it. Like it's actually a beautiful thing. And by doing this over and over and over and over and over, like there is no way to get a little better, right? You can get a little, maybe do a lot better, but there's no way to not be like at least a little
right.
better.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's with FuelTech and seeing, it seems like every event that I've been to, any pro mod race that I've been to, you've been there, whether you're coming out back to the pits, pushing your car back to the pits, yelling, yeah, and super excited, which was just one of the most memorable experiences I've had so far.
Awesome.
And as a promoter, that was just super fan. Just happened to be there, when you come back in the pits after run that blaster hit. But to see you at every race, man, like to Adam's point, it probably doesn't feel like you're working anymore. It's just you're there, you're doing it. There's just, that's part of it. You're having fun. It's not work, and it's a big family of friends that are kind of helping each other out. Brandon, what's good, brother?
Yeah.
Brandon Piz.
Yeah, we talk about friends, and look at who shows up.
I know, right?
You're like my best friend right there.
Dude, I mean, one of the nicest dudes in the world, man.
Whole family.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I can't say enough about him and Cole and their wife and his wife, not Cole's wife, obviously. But yeah, just a super good time. So are you currently, have you been racing so far this year? Have you been out doing some small tire racing or what?
Honestly, I would like to race more, right? But I don't have the time. So
how can we help?
I chose to do something that I like, that's to go really fast, and on a class that don't have many races. So radial tire, right? So
yeah,
I was hearing you guys talking about before, and I agree 100%. The racer wants to race at any time during the day, anytime. Doesn't matter how hot it is, how cold it is. We want to race, right? But radial tire has a specific characteristic that it requires a track to be fast.
Yeah,
right?
It's got to be a tight track.
It's a easier way for the racer, just to be honest. It's easier for the racer to race on a radial tire, but you need to have a track.
Yeah,
if you don't have the track for you, it's not even hard. It's inexistent. You cannot race radial tires fast. Don't get me wrong. You can do it slow, but you cannot go fast. Middle of the day, a GUI track. A pro mod on a big tire, it still goes plenty fast during the day.
Sure. Yeah,
it's
right.
Plenty fast, right? So I end up deciding to go radio racing. I really like, Donald Long. It's a really good promoter, and
for sure.
He has put together with the guys from Proline and FuelTech as well, racing series, the Radio Outlaws, right?
Yep.
And I like it. We have a lot of time during the day. It just to be honest, it's really tiring because it's long as hell. You start early in the day and you finish race in the middle of the night, so you barely sleep, right? And it lasts a week.
It's almost like an endurance, right? Some kind of endurance race.
Yeah, it's physical and mechanical endurance.
Holy crap! But honestly, for myself, it's kind of easy because I don't need to do over and over and over and over. It's 4 or 5 times a year. so you have those, weeks of racing, right? And then racing that kind of equipment, like I run a PJS Hemi right now, so a screw blown application on radial tires. Man, that thing is just like crazy fast. It's like,
Oh, I'm sure, man.
It's unbelievable. I talk to you all the time. I still dream about we being able to do some runs against pro extreme cars.
Oh, we've already made the call. You're in, dude. Come on, man. November.
Come on,
November. Come on out.
But I see that happening because it's going to be really cool, and honestly, it has to be a fair race along the whole day, because during the day, the big tire is going to have advantage. But when the track gets really tight, I truly believe the radio will have the advantage, and I think it'll
be in November. It should get pretty tight. I mean, I'm thinking now. Look, I don't live in Texas, so I don't know what the average temperature is in November. But I'd imagine in the evening it's probably still going to get down to 60s, maybe 70s. So
about the best chance.
XRP, right?
XRP.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Clyde's track. It's going to be tight.
Oh boy, yeah. That track during nighttime is pretty much a radio track, just to be honest.
Yeah. How far?
So I truly believe, like, during the day, the big tire will have the advantage, but during the night, the radio is going to have the advantage. But it's not like an absurd advantage. Big tire guys, they know what they're doing. They still go really fast.
Are you going? Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So do you plan on going to pro extreme trim, or are you going to keep some weight on it?
I don't know.
I know, because then you have to reset everything up, right? Then you gotta put the weight.
I will have to actually see if I will have time to test. Because in the end, if I have time to test, you can actually see which way is better, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, if you don't have time to test, it's better to keep doing what you've been doing. Because
go with what you know.
Like, there's a lot of stuff on those cars that's pretty much like, how much time you have flying.
Yeah.
What is your experience on this deal? Because it's not that simple to just put that combo together and go crazy fast. It takes a second,
sure,
right? And sometimes takes 10 laps to get one number better.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Sure, trying to keep it together and make all your adjustments.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not that simple. Like, I give, for example, myself, right? Like the car that I race, it was being raced last year with a different engine combination, right? So it used to be a big nitrous, right? A little lighter. And we've been really fast with the car. We've been like 354, like fast as hell for a nitrous car. Then we swapped to a better and more powerful power plant. And but you have to add weight, right, to be competitive on the class. Otherwise, you'll be killing other combinations, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
And we were able to go really fast, really quick, right? Really fast, really quick. But you get to a point that was close to what we were running, mid to low 50s. That's a struggle. So it took us another 3 races to actually try to be faster, but the cars still don't make the full trip. So you have better incrementals on the 60 or 330, but you still don't finish the run at a better ET. It's that tough when you get to that level.
Well, sure. Then you're going to the next race, wherever that might be. Track's different, setup. Yes. I guess tune on the whole vehicle is different, whether it's suspension or whatever it is you're tuning. So, yeah, that in itself is the true racing game, right? That is where you and your team come out and you guys per the track are making your adjustments, you're getting out, you're doing your test runs and, trying to do your best, even though, even at SGMP, Bubba pulled off the trailer and ran a 360 or 358 right off the trailer. Everybody was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive run. Impressive run.
Yeah. So, so I'm looking forward to Huntsville. That's going to be a good time. And what's funny is we were talking to Hank Stubbs. Hank, and love that guy. And Hank, if you're watching, brother, I hope you guys are getting some sleep with the baby there. We know how that is. But, Hank and I, let's go back to the whole radial versus floppy tire and tight tracks and whatnot. Hank's like, somebody needs to develop like a 30-inch or a 33-inch radial tire just so we can, because I guess right now the radial tires are smaller than slick tires, right? Just generally speaking, right?
Yes.
They don't make
Correct.
radial tires as big as slicks. So, we talked about, well, how can you make a radial tire competitive during the summertime, right? Because to your point, if it's hot as shit during the day and it's all gooey, you're just not going to make it down, and they need as much traction as you can get. So we were just talking on the podcast about, maybe somebody making a giant radial tire, which could maybe fix that a little bit. I don't know. But I'm surprised no one's like creating a special formula or glue, or there's gotta be something that would allow radial tires to be competitive during the summertime. I'm sure I'm not a genius or wits. I'm sure that's the $1 million question, right? I'm sure a million people have thought about it, but what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you think there's a way to get a radial tire faster during the heat of the summer?
I don't know. Obviously, nothing impossible, right? So you may be able to but I can tell you this: the major struggle that I do see about radial racing during hot track, not necessarily summer, but hot track, right? It's the vast majority of radial racers. They have a similar approach as mine. Like, they want to go fast, right?
Right.
They are not as season races like old school outlaw pro mod guys. They don't have as much experience on average. Not all. There's a lot of people there with a lot of experience, but not the vast majority don't. So they actually don't know how to slow down the car. And
I see what you're saying.
And don't get me wrong, like, even big tires, they need to slow down during the day, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But they don't slow down as much, and they don't slow down as much that I can see is, number one, they don't rely so much on the track. Number two, they race more often on those conditions, so they know what to do, right?
Sure.
So if it was the first time during the day, I bet it would be the same problem. It would be the same problem. But they race so often during the day that they already have more knowledge of how much weight they need to change, what is the different tire pressure, if they need to change the right height on the nose, the right height on the back. Radial races, the racers, they don't have the knowledge. So every single time the track goes bad, it's a crapshoot. They're like, oh, what should I do?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Okay, let me try this. Oh, it didn't work. And usually on radio, when it doesn't work, it doesn't move at all. So you don't learn anything. The only thing that you learn, it didn't work.
Right.
But,
they're just blowing the tires off, and
it's gone. So like, when it's gone, you were like, okay, so what else I should move? You don't know. You just pick the next thing like to try, right?
Right. Everybody's walking around the pits. Hey man, what'd you do? Well, I did this. Well, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to try this.
On a big tire, the big tire has one thing that helps you. There's a lot of times that you do a lap. It's not a perfect lap, but it still goes down. And you can learn a lot on the lap. Or like, oh, I was too aggressive here. If I take a little out, I'm going to be faster.
Right.
The radio don't give you that. So the radio it goes down, and you know that goes down, and you know where you can go faster, but you don't know when you need to slow down. And when you need to slow down, just don't go. So you don't know how far you're off. You're simply off, right? So it's a light switch. It's on and off. So again, it is easier to go fast on radios, yes, but it's harder to go slower.
That's interesting.
And
it's
less data, right? You don't have data when you go slow because it's simply nothing. It's like another burnout, right?
Yeah, right.
A burnout, nothing, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
That's tricky. That's tricky. And then nobody wants to slow down so much that the guy next to you is going to run over you, right? And that's the
well, you should, I'm going to tell you what you should do. However, have a radial car, have a floppy tire car, have a Pro Extreme car, man. Build one out. Come run with us.
I like your idea, right? I like your idea. I like how you think.
I mean, I know it's not easy, and I certainly know it takes a whole lot of that. But we've got I know 5 cars right now that are being built purposefully for Pro Extreme trim to run with the ADRL. So excited about having that. Yeah. And actually, I think more than that, because there's a few more Pro Nitrous guys that are full outlaw trim, right? No weight, no nothing. They're just bringing it. And I'm like, all right, let's see it. So Huntsville is going to be a good race, man. Hope you can make it up there in October.
Yeah,
Should be a good
I'll
time.
try to be there. I'll try to be there. It's not
Yeah.
that far from me, and Huntsville was one of the first tracks that I be in the United States. I
Really?
like the track. Yeah, I really like the track. You know,
Awesome.
I have a couple of friends that live nearby, so it's a really cool track. The new owner is doing a great job, right, on the track. So like,
Yeah, Dave, he's a super cool guy.
Yeah, I'm
they had a
excited
little
to see.
setback this weekend.
I know that track used to hold even top fuel races, you know. So like, it's a cool deal, man. It's a cool deal. I want to be there, so I'm making my arrangements to be.
All right, awesome.
Awesome.
You know, before we wrap up the podcast, I do want to ask two things real quick. One, what's the outlaw, or I shouldn't say outlaw, what's the pro mod racing like in Brazil? I know we talked about it for a little bit, and you were telling me how huge pro mod racing is in Brazil, and I don't know, because I just had never thought about it until you brought it up, and you know, my brain thinks about that all the time. Well, shit, why aren't we bringing some Brazilian guys up and have like a U.S. versus Brazil type outlaw pro mod racing? Tell me what the climate is down there with the pro mod racing.
Okay, so like, actually, drag racing in Brazil is huge. Drag racing overall, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not pro mod.
Oh,
Okay.
really? So
Yes.
like import type drag racing?
Import type, but
Oh, gotcha. Turbos.
pro mod racing over there, the small amount that they have, at least, it's growing quickly in quality. Like, there was a race this past weekend, they were not able to finish, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful, amazing facility, but it's on the mountain, so the air is always not good. It's like,
Oh, gotcha.
4,000 feet and up, right? Because it's up, right? There's nothing you can do. And I believe the number one qualifier did a 361.
Wow.
Right?
Hey.
In the mountains, right?
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty stout.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was Sydney Frigo and Stevie Jackson from Killing Time Racing.
Oh,
He's
Stevie
the
Jackson.
first-
Oh, you know what? I think I might have seen something like that. Did he take his car down there, or did he run a car? There was another
He has
car.
a car. So the guy, Sydney, right? He has that car that stays in Brazil. He races in Brazil, and he also raced in the United States, but he raced an HRA Pro mod.
Oh,
right?
gotcha. Roger.
Yeah. He
Copy.
races outlaw in Brazil and legal pro mod in the United States, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we have, I would say, a handful of really good pro mods back in Brazil. We have Roder Jabuzato, a great friend of mine. He also races there. He goes 360s in Brazil as well. And here, he races not outlaw. He goes and races PDRA or
Midwest or something.
Pro mod, not ADRL Pro Extreme, But we've been talking on maybe doing something with his car, because it's the same way. He has a pro mod in Brazil, has another one here, right?
Gotcha.
And we'll be talking, man, see if it fits our schedule, right? To try to go with the ADRL, because it's a pretty badass race.
Yeah,
right?
it'd be totally awesome. What is so if there's not that huge of a pro mod following down there, what's the group or the organization that those guys run in down there? Do they have a group or a league or an association or anything?
They do, but it's not as here. Okay, so
I got
the
you.
vast majority of the tracks are 8 mile. They barely have quarter-mile tracks there, right? And they even have different rules per state. One thing that actually picking up pretty aggressive lately is like a no prep kings style race, right?
Okay, just some heads up.
Yeah, it's growing quick over there. It's pretty much bring what you can. Not many rules, and they usually do on the back of the track or on a circuit racing track on the straightaway. So no prep whatsoever, like real no prep, like raw concrete or raw asphalt, right? And that's actually pretty cool. Like, there's races that they have over 200 cars on the same class.
Oh wow, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh
so
man,
that's pretty cool. But like, they don't have drag racing as organized as here, like ADRL, PDRA, NHRA. They don't have that kind of stuff. They have smaller sanctionings. They have like a regulating body like FIA. They have theirs, CBA and stuff like that. But the championships are not so organized.
And it's different from state to state?
Yes, there's a lot of small rules that change. So sometimes it's hard to overlap. Sometimes because of that, you have only 4 cars on a class or something. So
Gotcha.
it's almost like the vast majority of events are that event, and they may gather 400 cars, but it's not attached to the next race sometimes. Or
You know, I romanticize the idea of having a drag race down there in Brazil and having Sepultura come play. I'm just kidding. I love Sepultura. I'm kind of segueing into my next thing here. No, I really do love Sepultura.
That'd be good.
I mean, they're a great band. And Soulfly. I think Soulfly is from Brazil. I could be wrong, but I think they're from Brazil. So this next segment that I'm going to do before we hop off here is called In the Groove. And, I'm a big music guy and, former military, you as well. Appreciate your service as well to your country. And, music kind of helped me through a whole lot of crazy shit, right? Excuse my French, but it certainly did. And from being a kid, being in the military, it gets you in the mindset, whatever you're getting into. So out of curiosity, whenever you're in the pits or you're cruising or you're driving, and I know different settings have different tunings per se, but what are you listening to get your mind right whenever you're maybe suiting up to make a pass or you're in the pits working on something? What are you listening to? What really gets you going?
I like music a lot, right? But I'm pretty eclectic. Like I like a lot of styles, right? I think there's different moments, right?
Yeah.
There's different moments. I do like rock, like yourself.
Yeah,
right?
amen.
And a lot of my crew, my guys, they like as well, right? But it's funny because some of the guys, they like more like rhythm and blues and hip hop, and some of the guys, they like more like rock and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like electronic music a bunch.
Oh, you're an EDM guy, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Honestly, less vocals sometimes help me concentrate.
Sure. Yeah, that can throw you off if it's not good.
Yeah, because like if the lyrics are not aligned with the moment, it kind of throws you off, right? So
For
you need
sure.
to be careful what you're choosing, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm focused on the car or something like that, so I don't want to focus which music I'm going to listen to. So I either put something that don't have many lyrics, it's just like that the beat or something like that,
Yeah.
right? That pumps you up.
For sure.
Or I trust my people, my guys. My guys put something out there because I know they're gonna be working on something to make them, get in the mood. And
Yeah. You're like, hey, whatever you guys want to listen to, whatever's getting you going, you guys do your thing. I'm right there with you.
Pretty much, because you need to trust them 100%. Look at that screw blower music.
Screw blower music.
Wrong, man.
Yeah. That's funny. I can totally hear like a soundtrack of just blowers in the background, mower, like Hemis blowers, and then like beats to the back, like anyways, I don't know, getting creative there. But that's good stuff. Was that one of your guys there, one of your friends?
Yeah, that's my right hand right there.
Oh, right on, man. That's great. So no, I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, music's good stuff, man. It gets me in the groove per se. I've always got to have it going. I have one of those brains though that I've got to have 2 TVs, got to have a radio going. I'm focused. It just keeps my brain working for some reason. It's interesting. So anyways, Luis, hey man, I want to tell you how much we appreciate you. Thanks for sponsoring us this year, man. It means a lot to us. And as we get more traction moving forward, I'll be really excited to help bring in more business for you. I know how all the sponsorships kind of work. So, we'll try to get some of our guys converted over to FuelTech. Because if you're not, then I'll just keep it.
We get James to buy one. We get credit for that.
Yeah. Come on, James. You got to hop in there, man. But no, we appreciate you. And again, prayers to your friends and family down there in Brazil, man, and safe travels whenever you go back. Look forward to seeing you here come towards the end of the year, and maybe I'll catch you at some races before then. But again, man, we genuinely appreciate you, Luis, and your professionalism and your smile. Love your smile and your happiness.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we'll talk to you later, my man.
Yes, sir.
All right, see you, Luis. Luis, if you're still watching, I should have asked you. I like saying Luis.
Do me bring
Could be Luis.
I good.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna go with Luis because Louis is Louis.
Well, let's put this to rest in the best way
Okay.
possible.
All right.
I'm back.
There he is. We're gonna bring him back on. Surprise! Good thing we didn't catch it. Okay, let's put this to rest. I love saying Luis. What's the proper pronunciation?
So proper is Luis.
Louis?
Yeah, you're right. You're correct.
Yes.
That's the proper way.
Okay, that makes me feel a whole lot better.
But, you know,
All right.
I don't mind. You know, I know it's I don't know. It's a characteristic. The name has translation. You know, different countries have slightly different ways to say, you know, Lewis, Louis. You know, so I don't mind at all. I'm fine. I'm fine. Like for example, John Sullivan, my buddy over there. Back in Brazil, John, there's a translation. Is João.
João.
João is John in Portuguese. So there is a translation, you know.
How
so
do you say the landlord?
So what can we do, right?
You know, Brazilian or South American, I guess it's Brazilian Portuguese is more of a romance language versus like regular Portuguese. Because I'd spent some time dating a Brazilian girl from Sao Paulo, and she kind of explained to me how the romance language is. So yeah, Brazilian Portuguese is romance style, right? It's very, very like almost like Italian in a way. I don't really know how to explain it, but it does have that.
Yeah, I agree.
Louise.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's a little more complex. There's some words that we have in Portuguese that there is no other language that have. So
Really?
Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. You know,
are they derogatory terms or slang? Are they
no,
swear words?
like one that I remember, because like this is one of the first ones that you be telling to, like when you're missing someone, right? You're missing someone, right? We have a word just for that. There's a word just for that. So it's not that act of missing someone. There is a word, just like beautiful is a word, right? So you have a word for that. You know that in Portuguese is saudade, and there's no in English, you know. So there's some stuff that we have, you know. So,
oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Now, beautiful in Portuguese is bonita, right?
Yes, bonito.
Bonito. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but then you have both female and male. So bonita, female, and bonito, male.
That's where it always loses me.
Bonito. Yeah, gotcha. Bonita, bonito. Yeah, so there's a difference between genders there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys aren't all mixed up in the whole gender identity shit down there in Brazil, and you can keep your language just one way. We won't even jump down that rabbit hole. But
Tuesday.
Luis, say, man, again, appreciate you, brother. Much love, and we'll catch you on the flip side, man.
See you later, bud.
Peace. All right, Luis it is. Luis it is. Man, how can you just not help smiling being around that guy? Like, that dude is just as full of
ball of positive.
Yeah, man, for sure, dude. It's those are the kind of people you want to surround yourself with.
It's kind of the embodiment of, you know, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah, man. No shit, right?
It. Yeah.
Right. He reminds me of like a rock star, you know, like somebody who just their dream as a kid was to play drums in some national world recognized touring band that's got, you know, a couple platinum albums, and every time you see them they're just happy as shit and life's so good, and you know, let's throw TVs out the windows, screw it, you know.
Yeah, I don't really see Luis toss the TVs out a hotel window type, but
no, you know, but I'm just saying, like, when you're that elated and happy and life's good, it doesn't matter. I guess it just doesn't matter what's going on. You could throw TVs out a window and have fun doing it and be happy about it. You know,
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, the Outlaw Pro Mod question. I don't know. I just feel like the term Outlaw Pro Mods is, you know, just kind of being used loosely these days. And I'm not sure that it even has the same meaning anymore. Just saying. It used to have some meaning, but not anymore. I thought it was outlaw trim, you know, like pro extreme and pro nitrous, and anything outlaw, meaning there is no rules or regulations or weight restrictions or minimums or anything like that. It only has to follow the well, here you go.
Jason said right here.
The NHRA safety requirements. Right.
And then James kind of summed it up as well. I don't give an F who shows up. I'm better than you.
I love all these guys, man. I love all you guys. I totally look forward to these podcasts every Tuesday and Thursday night. It's like, since you don't get to see everybody, you're so wrapped up in your day to day. It's a great, no minimum weight, run what you brung. That's exactly right. Okay, cool.
Hey,
I just was confused because I'd seen some, word being outlawed, tossed out here and there. And yet there's a whole string of rules and weight restrictions and all kinds of shit. So I was confused. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it kind of gets tossed around a little bit too loosely.
Yeah, it's used a little, used a little loosely, but we all know what it really means. So
yeah,
just curious.
No, we don't open the scales.
Mm-mm. We don't. Although we did last time, only because
not for any minimum or for a weight requirement.
No. That was just to get an eye on. That's just to keep an eye on how weight's coming around. And cars are surprisingly, man. No one's really super duper light. I mean, I've got all the weights, and no one's really super light. Big ugly back, Miss Tuesday. There he is, Mr. Gilmore. What's good, brother?
Oh boy, Tuesday was quite a episode.
Oh my gosh, I know. Lee, I'm curious. What were you sipping on, Lee? Tuesday night.
Share.
That was a great time. Those are some fun podcasts. I don't know if Tuesday night podcast last Tuesday night doesn't get you kicked out. Amen. I bet you are, bro. If Tuesday night's podcast doesn't get you kicked off or blocked or banned, then we're good, dude. We're good. It's a free for all at that point. Because next Tuesday night we're gonna talk. Come hang out with Reggie in my new edition cash it in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Adam and I have some races to go to this summer. I mean, we got too much time. We still got to get out there and do some stuff. I'd like to go see one of Duck's races. I'd like to get back down to Montgomery and check out one of their races at SGMP event. I want to go see some Demolition Derby. I know Raul's got some of that going on. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I've got some ideas or possibilities for places a week ago.
Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, so we got some this weekend. Brainerd. Hey man, I'm down for a road trip. Kids are out of school. Today was their last day of school, so we're good to go. I'm free. Not that I wasn't before, but there's like a sense of some liberty there that you don't have whenever the kids are going to school, But yeah, man, Luis is just such a great dude, man. I love to see Cole and Brandon hopping on here too. Another great set of dudes.
Landlord hopped in.
I didn't see him, did he?
It's almost the first. He's collecting rent.
Oh, he is. Did he hop on here?
Yeah.
I didn't see him. Oh shit, I don't know. I was talking. I get sidetracked. Did he have a small comment or something? My guy. Oh, there it was. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Read out loud, no whispers. It's not ASMR chat.
Bring y'all. I will take care of y'all. All right. Amen. 20th.
Bisexual. I'll pay for some.
Oh, shit, man. Yeah. Tuesday night was super great. But Thursday nights, I love tonight, man. We get to talk about drag racing, focused drag racing. So again, October, we're going to keep plugging it. We'll have Cousin Eddie's motorhome in Milan, and we'll have booze and foodie. Milan, that's right. I always say Milan. No, I know it is Milan.
Oh yeah, I pieced it together with his pronunciation in parentheses. So no, we're on the same page. We're good.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. No, I'm glad he did that. But yeah, so Rocket City Drags got to pay for parts. Yeah, no kidding. Whatever it takes. Robert needs $20.
I feel like we're divulging or going into Tuesday night so fast.
I know, right? It's kind of happening. It happens real quick.
It's fun.
We ain't that fancy in Detroit. Oh yeah, Tuesday night podcast is the night and we'll talk about President Trump getting indicted on all 34 counts. We'll talk about that on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Just wanted to plant that seed right now.
Boy,
I'm sure everybody,
super
no
pumped.
matter what side of the fence you're on, has some thoughts about that.
Super pumped.
So anyways, that's the current events. Again, Huntsville, Alabama, Rocket City Drags, October 25th and 26th. It'll be a Halloween themed party. And then November 13th and 14th, I think we're going to be at XRP for...
I think it's 15th and 16th. I could be wrong.
Is it the 15th and 16th?
For something feels like that's right.
All right. And then we'll be doing Dragpalooza again down at XRP in November. And it's going to be chilly. It's going to be fast. We're going to shake it up a little bit. We've invited somebody with a radial tire to come race with us. So I don't know. Some people might 15th and 16th. Really? In November?
Yeah.
Okay. 25th, 26th, 15th, and 16th.
Correct.
No, well, that'd be easy to remember. I didn't piece those together. Hopefully no one's intimidated by Luis and his radial tire car, because you can have a bunch of weight on there. Yeah, you too, Jason. Much love, brother. And appreciate your posts. I'll always comment on them. We're right up the same alley. Had to order a tunnel ram for the engine. Be here in a few. Oh, yeah? What happened to your tunnel ram? I guess a new one? Just because you wanted one, or did you blow your engine up?
I think he's looking to blow past James on the track, but I'm just reading into this myself. I don't know. So I'm just lighting sparks wherever to see if there's
So see what takes off.
Yeah, you never know.
Lighting some new motor. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. He's just a badass for sure. I'm working on there it was. Yep, for sure.
All right, we have a slight bit of ignition.
There it is. Yeah. Speaking of that, I talked to Tori and Tisha last night, man. That was a great conversation. I love those guys. Man, it was weird because my ears were itching, and all of a sudden Tori calls me. I see Tori Cagle. It's like, Tori, what's up, man? Love that guy. He's so cool, so down to earth, just a nice dude, man. Turns out big block Chevys won't run with
Hemi.
Oh, with a Hemi. Yeah, well, that's true. That is true. Well, I don't know if it's true. I've never raced one, but
yeah, I'm sure there's people that would beg to differ, but
I mean,
don't know enough to jump in this ring.
Who was that reached out to us that I sent you a picture of his dragster that had twin turbo Chevy? And I don't think it was a Hemi either. I think it was a twin turbo Chevy dragster, and it was badass. Yeah, I mean, most of the fast cars are screw blown Hemis. Just saying, I don't know. What do I know? It's just what I see. Matter of deduction. It was a Hemi? Are we talking about the blower car? Or the turbo car? It was a Hemi with twin turbos? Make sure we're talking about the same thing.
Even legal? I don't know.
There's no legal. It's outlaw shit. I mean,
I hear you.
And that's what I'm wondering. Like, I realize that screw blowers, twin turbo is like kissing your.
It's good practice.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, the guy was going pretty fast. Oh, okay. Benjamin is his name. Okay, that's right. That's right. We had a brief conversation a couple months ago, and he sent me some pictures of his car, and I was like, hold on a second. Are those turbos on a Hemi? It's like, oh my God. I mean, he was pulling the tires, man. He was lifting that dragster up. Tastes great, but won't get you. Tastes great. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe. I guess so. Perhaps. I don't know.
So many Tuesday night jokes running through my head right now.
Oh yeah, right. Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so we're looking forward to it, man. October, November. We're gonna try to put something on before then. We're gonna keep talking about it. We're gonna go out and see some races.
Talk is cheap. Races are expensive.
Yeah, talk is cheap. Races are expensive. No shit, they are.
Amen.
No shit, they are. I mean, what's the least amount you guys will come out and race for? Shit. Let's just make it bragging rights. How about that? No purse money, just come out and race. Or I don't know, man. That probably doesn't make any sense. You at least
Yeah.
want to win some money back for what you've spent. It doesn't.
Sure.
No, I mean you want to run. You want to spend money, build your stuff, race for money to win some of your stuff back.
If only
I
there
get
was a magic way everybody could come and at least break even, or maybe leave with 100. So at least
Yeah.
leave with something more. But when you factor in all the travel and everything like that, the numbers get crazy. So as much as we say how much it is to put on a race, I understand, or am understanding more and more, especially after talking to Brandon Snyder in his pit, how much it takes to even just go down or make a pass.
Oh yeah, didn't he
Crazy.
run that? Brandon was like,
He ran the numbers for 2023,
he did.
and it was
Maybe we want-
$7,500 ish a hit.
Oh yeah, with the fuel and everything. Yeah,
but that's when you take everything and anything all into consideration.
that's when you're like full on, NHRA.
Sure.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And I've plenty of other people that I've talked to since then, or even before then, that number is not far off for most racers, depending upon what class. And I'm sure everybody's situation is different, and that's where there's different levels.
I guess it's a hobby, and you really almost can't, or you would like. I guess you have to manage your expectations. You can't expect to make it be profitable, like it be a hobby where you make money. Because even if you're a bass fisherman, I mean, you're spending money and all that shit, but there's only a couple guys that win, right?
Mm-hmm. If at Brainerd, when I win, I'll give the purse back.
Well, that's sure nice of you. Well, all right.
Himself. Just take him to Waffle House.
Take it to Waffle House. Amen, man. God, I love Waffle House. First thing I get is grits. It's always my first order. Grits, and then steak and eggs.
Yeah,
Bam.
First thing I do is I run a quick analysis of the people within Waffle House.
Adam and I do a Waffle House thing. Yeah. We at every event so far, we've found the local Waffle House and have just hung out there, made some friends with everybody.
Oh yeah, it's friendliest to people.
Yeah, it's a good time. We just like to bust ass. Yeah, amen.
I think with any hobby, going into a hobby that you're spending money. So I think best case scenario you could ever hope for really with a hobby would be a break even. But there are success stories out there like Tricky Ricky. We talked to him, and the guy makes, that is his sole living and profession is racing. So it's not impossible, but I think it's harder today than it has been. Unless
Brandon's the same way, right?
Well, no, even Brandon he's got a company. He may not, I think he said his day-to-day involvement is lesser, but he still has a ownership of a company outside of the racing itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I think he said he moved full-time over to NHRA. I mean, that's what he's doing full-time. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. He's racing NHRA. And I think, just like with anything, if you're a minor league ball player, you're still playing ball at a pretty decent level and you're still getting good exposure, but your paycheck isn't really up to par with what, minimum wage or a fair good living would be for a working person, maybe $50,000 a year, which isn't bad. But when you're just below a major league ball player, and then just that jump from minor to major, now you're making $250,000 a year at minimum. Boy,
it's sad when $50,000 a year is almost poverty level.
Is it sad? I mean, I don't want to break this into a Tuesday session.
No, I'm just saying. Well, I mean,
you just look at the raise in the minimum wage in California and the trickle back effects. And boy, who could have predicted that when you raise the minimum wage to $20, that there would be negative consequences? I mean, it isn't that simple. If it was that simple, then just make everybody's minimum wage $100 an hour. Well, then everything else goes up in accordance with that, and you still have a disproportionate system. So it's crazy.
Well, a few short years ago, $50,000 a year wasn't bad.
And a few short years before that, I mean, you could buy a house, a car, and not have to work the rest of the year off $50,000. It's just wild.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, hey, Prince Adam, this is another good podcast, brother.
Indeed.
Appreciate you. I don't have anything else to discuss other than go buy some merchandise.
Yeah,
go get some merchandise, get some hats. Here's another hat that I'm sporting.
I think we both have the same hat on, actually.
Do we really? Let me see. I can't see. Tilt down. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, how about that shit?
Only
That was weird.
difference
That
being
was
that, similar to the styles, we have different options where Ryan's wearing the trucker snapback and I have the fitted. I'm a
Oh,
fitted
that's
guy.
right. Yeah. That's right.
But we also have flat bill. So 3 different options within the hats, different color selections, but most of them common within. Some have a couple more options, but
Yep. And if anybody wants a drag stock shirt from last year, or a drag war shirt, or a Georgia drag shirt, I think we still have some left. Visit ADRLtour.com. Actually, we've got to get the no, everything is updated. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, Adam at ADRLtour.com, Ryan at ADRLtour.com. But if you would like some t-shirts, let us know, buddy. We got some shirts for you, brother. So just reach out to me and we get you taken care of. And yeah, other than that, be safe out there. Storms have been coming through. I don't know if they're going to stop. It looks like the forecast is calling for more rain down in the south. So if you're anywhere between Texas and Virginia or North Carolina, keep your eyes peeled. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. But
we'll talk more about that and HARP on Tuesday.
You got and some crazy anomaly coming up from Antarctica, going up the side of the continent of Africa. We don't know.
There was just a massive ice shelf break as well. So a whole lot of things going on.
Yeah. Oh my word. It's the end of the world as we know it. All right. Much love, everybody. Peace and chin grease.
See y'all next week.